Welcome to a psalm for today. Our psalm today is Psalm 34:10. It says, "The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing." Now, this is clearly a lion, the king of the jungle, the fiercest animal in the area, so to speak. And yet, even lions have things that they cannot have. Not only are they lions, but they are young lions. They are healthy, they are energetic, they are strong. They are not elderly lions. And yet there are things that they cannot have. As we talk about things that we cannot have, I think it does us good to understand what fuels the frustration of things that we cannot have. One is the sense of blocked goals. The sense of blocked goals. Let's say that you've always wanted to be a general in the military, but you've been passed over twice. When you're passed over twice, if I understand correctly, your career is over in the military. So you spent your whole life hoping to get to a certain goal, but that goal has been blocked. You did not receive that promotion. It's something you cannot have. Or perhaps you wanted to get a degree from a certain school. You wanted to go to a particular school, and your application was denied. You were not accepted into that program. You have now experienced something that you cannot have, a blocked goal. Sometimes what fuels the frustration is scarcity. There's a lack of things in the world that you can therefore not have. If there's 10 basketballs and 10 other people have the basketballs, then you're not going to get one because they are scarce. So sometimes we are frustrated by scarcity. We're frustrated that there's just not enough of what it is I want to go around. Then another thing that happens when we experience this I cannot have syndrome is the brain dopamine, the neurotransmitter in the brain that gives pleasure, is strongly driven by pursuing a goal. You've heard me say over and over again on Second Curve coaching, goal forward behavior. The reward system in the brain. God wired our brains to give us a feeling of reward. The reward system in the brain is fueled powerfully by pursuing something. And the sense of fulfillment is great. But when there's something that you cannot have, that reward system is downgraded. That reward system is not activated. And so let's see what my notes say. It says, creates a sharp emotional drop. And we think through the ideas of things that we cannot have. Even lions don't have everything they want. Even young, healthy, energetic lions don't have what they want. But those who trust in the Lord, those who are confident in Him, have Him. And when we have Him, that is more than enough for us to have a sense of, this is lacking, but I do have God. And, I have always sung in my life, He's all I need, He's all I need, Jesus is all I need, which is true. But I've never been able to sing honestly, He's all I want, He's all I want, because I've always thought God was enough, and I wanted healthy children. God is enough, and I want a dear wife. God is enough, and I want, and at the same time that He's all I need, I find that He's not always all I want. Well, in those moments when we don't have what we want, we do know that we have all that we need in God. So the difference between what I want and what I need can be grief. It's good when you grieve to name the grief. It's good in my dad, the last words my dad said to me were, "I don't want to talk to you again, son. If you want to communicate with me, have your secretary call mine." Man, I want to hear my dad say, "Son, let's go get a burger. Son, let's hang out." But I can't have that. And I'll never have that this side of eternity. And that difference between what I want and what I can have can be I need to name that. And so there's a benefit to naming it. And I name that, I long, I want, I wish I could have a loving time with Dad again. Here I am, 65. That happened many years ago, and yet I find myself still naming it. And when I name it, then I'm able to ask God to help me manage it. And in the case of wanting to hear my dad say, "Hey, son, let's go have some fun together. I love you, son." I'll call somebody like a Bill Berger. Many of you viewing know Bill Berger. And I'll say, after talking, I'll say, "Okay, love you, Bill." And he'll say, "I love you, Pastor." So it's not a total replacement, but it is a wonderful strategy to say, I've named what I need, I've named what I had hoped for, and now I can make a manage to do it. I just got insoles for my feet, insole sandals made, custom made for my feet, much less expensive here in Thailand than in the US. But this clinic was also the prosthetic clinic. And in the prosthetic clinic, I could see the creation of all kinds of artificial legs. And try as you like, when your leg is gone, maybe through amputation or an explosive device or a disease, try as you like, that leg is not coming back. You can lay hands on somebody who had an amputated leg, and maybe 1 out of a billion God would build a new leg for. I have no clue on the ways of God. But in that clinic, I was thinking, you could say, man, I miss my leg. I miss my foot. I miss the ability to run. I miss that ability that I had. So you name it and you grieve it. Sometimes the grief is tears. Sometimes the grief is internal. You don't want it to become external in anger and bitterness. You want to name it and then say, you know what, God, though the young lions, they get hungry. Even young lions, the king of the jungle doesn't get everything they want. But I do have you, God. And when I have you, you really are all I need, even if you're not all I want. And I ask you to grant me the grace to navigate those scarce moments. Help me to navigate the down shifting of my dopamine reward system, and help me to know what it is to trust in you completely, because I'm learning that you're not only all I need, but you're also all I want. The young lions don't get everything they want. The young lions don't get everything they hope for, but we do have the grace and strength and presence of all.